Yo! Oh god, I'm dying. Welcome to another riveting episode of Life Chats. My name is Kevin, and this, as always, I'm joined by Mr. Kakamo. So it's, you're going to be used to being called that, are you? No, but too soon. Too soon. Welcome again to today's episode. We wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know about you, but I feel we live in a society where people aren't always forthcoming with their emotions, whether to spare someone's feelings or whether to be intentionally malicious. I feel there are a lot of people that tend to not really speak their mind when it comes to being honest, and most people are very fake, and that's how we define it, as just, not being truthful. And, every single person comes across these kind of people. I know you have, I know I have.
We've gone out with some of them.
Yeah, no, it's just like it. You know what, man? You're surrounded by it everywhere, and it is troubling because that's something that I feel you and I have grappled with for a long time. I know you are you're not as you're more honest than most people that I know. Calling it like it is, but I feel like for me, like what I've struggled with a long time, especially being younger, was not necessarily when I was at work. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I would lie to a manager as to I know that it's awful, but you say certain things or you withhold certain information just to save face, and then it turns out to get you later on. And I feel like this is a very important conversation because I find with being at this stage of my life right now, and I want to hear your opinion as well, but I feel like just where I am now as an adult, I have really just pruned my social circles to a level where I'm happy with regards to the number of friends, the quality of the friendships that I have are very meaningful, and even a couple of years ago I would be more obsessed with the quantity of friends, but and with your past experience, like how have you always, been honest? Like that's always sort of been, you've never been afraid to speak your mind, and regardless of how people feel, like how is that difficult for you, or that's just your personality?
You get better with time. What was the question again? Sorry.
No, so how have you, you've always had this ability to be honest? Like, is that something you worked on, or is that something you just are?
You know what? It comes at a point where you just don't care anymore. I mean, no, not like that.
Because that sounds terrible.
Yeah. It comes to a point where, you know what, I'm tired of beating around the bush, beating around the bush and being fake, especially when all the cards are on the table in a particular situation, if someone stabs you in the back, metaphorically speaking, of course, if someone has tried to go out of their way to jeopardize you or in any way in school, work, or whatever, all the cards are on the table. So why do this thing where you're just prolonging and in some instances making things worse in a way? All the cards are on the table. Everyone knows where everyone's been saying. There's no why the facade. And I'm at a point where, yes, I'm 25, yes, I'm young, but there's just been so much of that in my life that, you know what, let's just save ourselves the time and energy here. You don't like me, I don't like you, let's talk about it. And that can go well
depending on the person.
If
they're mature enough to actually have a conversation, then that's different than someone who just will lash out emotionally, and that's never good.
I've had to deal with that recently. That was fun. So you just it just comes to a point where for me where you just got to stand up for yourself, and I'm very self-aware with my in terms of stuff that I've said in the past, stuff that I've done in the past. That I can fully, I can admit to and I can apologize for. But then, there comes points where you just gotta, just speak your feelings, but you can do it in a respectable way. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying go out there and be a dick. I'm not saying that. Although, I play that part pretty well.
You do.
Thank you.
But no, like you're saying, like there are ways of going about it that are that you can. But yeah, I think this is why this is important to me, is because anyone that knows me understands that contrary to who you are, I find that I'm much more a people pleaser, and yeah.
I love it. It's like this, we have this dynamic now that I'm the rude asshole and you're the nice guy.
Who said that?
I did.
Yeah. So then,
Self-aware.
you can't come around later and be like, oh, well, I guess I'm this then.
Well, you said that.
You said it.
You said that you're the people pleaser, and I'm you're inferring that I'm not. Continue. Sorry, I cut in.
But no, I think for the reason why this is an important topic for me is because I can look at myself and say that it's taken a long time for me to be more comfortable expressing how I feel towards friends, family, relationships, and stuff.
Absolutely.
So and it's not perfect. There are still times when I struggle with that, like everyone else, like most other people do.
Yeah.
But I've for me, it's like I do identify that some people are, I don't know, like they're like, I don't know if it's a society thing where we're so. Yes.
Permission to speak.
Yes.
I don't like talking over you because then it doesn't come clear.
You don't want to edit that later, and then it's a whole thing. I just want to literally just like put this on YouTube right away so we can just spare ourselves the time.
But yes, I you know what, and I figured why it is, Kevin, because people want to save face. It's all, for a lot of people, it's all about their image. It's how they look to certain people, no matter what amount of wrong they've done.
Which is hilarious because when people are, and this is what I kind of tell myself as well, when I get in my head so much where I'm like, oh, this person cares so much, when in reality they couldn't care less.
No, they don't.
People are inherently more focused on how they're perceived by others than what your perception is to them. Yeah. And that's just human nature. So for me to remind myself of that, like that's how I've been able to come with these sort of skills in order to, while still preserving their feelings, be honest in a form that people can actually understand. Like you don't have to necessarily, be rude.
No.
While still getting your point across.
Absolutely not. I'm not saying go out, like if you have a feud with someone, go out there and be rude right away. No, that's not the way to handle it. There's ways of being honest and being polite. And without being fake, because being fake, I don't know, I look at being fake as sometimes, other than beating around the bush, it's kind of like a lie, kind of like lying. And I've had enough of that in my life, and it's just like, let's, come on here, what are we doing, right? Like, you got things to do, I have things to do. I value my time. I don't know about you. So why do this dance? You know what it is? It's a dance. It's a dance. Let's stop the dancing for a second here. I don't like it. And I had an encounter. Not an encounter. I've had not a history, but I've had there was a circumstance that happened year and a half ago with a particular person. Quite frankly. And I'm just going to spare you the details there. Again, we're not trying to make this too personal.
No, because we've heard that too much anyway. So thank you for sparing mine too.
So this person, it was hilarious. There was so much stuff, bad blood, between the two of us. This person started it, not me. And this person got reprimanded and punished for it, rightfully so. And this person. And I've heard some stuff through the grapevine that this person said about me, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, even though they're completely wrong. So this person had the goal to try to be nice and save face, and it's like, no. I politely disregarded them a little bit. I was in a rush, I had things to attend to, but I was just like, why? Why? And this person in particular also had tried to sabotage a person that I know and that I'm close to. And it's like, look, all our cards are on the table. I know I haven't said anything negative or that's not true. Everything that I've said has been true. And this person has just I heard just spewing stuff. And it's, it's like, look, I'm not going to waste my time with that stuff.
I like it how we've used this
As therapy?
No, as a means of just, for me expressing it like ideas, and for you it's just venting. To each their own.
But
whatever you get out of this is a good
person
thing.
I don't talk to at all, and I haven't talked to in a year or two.
But this is like an example for you recently of something that.
Yeah, it's just an example.
But and how did you deal with it? You just cut them out.
Yeah, I cut them
Was
out.
it hard?
No, it was particularly easy.
I guess it depends on the person.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Particularly easy, and I have a history of doing that stuff, so it just was whatever.
See, for me, it's much more difficult to cut people out of my life. So
you get used to it.
No, and I think it does come with experience, and it comes with understanding who's there for legitimate reasons. I mean, you and I are friends because we put up with each other. Let's be honest. But there are other people that will, be so excited to see someone and then immediately talk behind their back as soon as they leave the room. And those kind of people, I personally have no time for. And
we're getting a little into your world.
No. It's not even a my world thing.
Right.
It's every single person deals with people like that. So it's
true.
not just, oh my God, woe is me, I'm Michael Kakamo, hear my life story. No, it's just I'm telling you what it is because realistically, it's just everyone deals with this and everyone deals with it differently, and it's an uncomfortable feeling to say how you feel, and it depends on the person, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's so easy to be selfish, it's so easy to put yourself first. It's really not, though, depending on your perspective and who the kind of person that you are. So but honestly, man, with these kind of people, where you are in your life now in terms of friends, and that's always changing as we mature as well, but are you happy with your life as it is now? Not including, I'm talking specifically about friendships in this circle.
We're just talking about friendships?
Yeah, because I don't want to open that
that Pandora's box.
That's a rabbit hole.
You know what, man? Yeah. It's good not to have stress and headaches and stuff like that.
I like the self-censor there, man. That's really good. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Thank you. So, in terms of friendships, my friends always know where I'm coming from. And you know what? Sometimes, they could be blunt. They're friends that are blunt. And there's no problem with that. Just the only thing that I would get hot and bothered of if it's coming from the wrong place, or it's an over-exaggeration of a fact, or if it's made up. I mean,
my
friends don't do
just
that.
Out of curiosity, I'm curious. An example of this I'm thinking of is if you're called into work on your day off, and you don't want to work,
right?
Do you still say yes?
Or are you honest? Well, there has to be a reason.
Does it depend on the situation?
There has to be a reason as to why I wouldn't work, but
say
that's different though.
No. But as an example of,
I just don't pick up the phone. Why? You just don't pick it up. Who says you have to answer the phone, Kevin?
No, but that's an example of honesty to me.
Right.
And, that's what this whole conversation is about. To avoid being fake is to be honest. That's the whole point.
That's
of this.
true.
So it's difficult. It depends on the circumstance, and it'd be nice if there was just one way to always be nice while still getting your point across, and people would just accept it. That'd be awesome.
And you know what? To continue your point and not get easily offended, because you can be blunt without being offensive, but you always have to worry and I think that's where the fakeness comes out of. Is this person, as much as there's blood between us, will it come off as offensive? Because then that projects back onto you, and you being the bad person. So it's kind of a quid pro quo kind of deal where it's it ricochets and it gets back to you. So, I'm not really a gentle speaker. Anymore.
You never have been.
Well, there was a point where I would beat around the bush, but you know what? All things being equal, it's wasting my time.
And no, you know what? And what is something that you would say? Impart some of your wisdom here. What is something that that you could say as a means, for me, to how to be more comfortable with expressing myself without worrying about other people. So, what's something that you tell yourself in those situations. Like if someone's trying to guilt you into doing something that you don't necessarily want to do,
Yeah.
or if they're asking you their honest opinion and what your honest opinion is might totally devastate them. For you, and depending on the situation, what are some general things that you try to do
Okay. Okay.
to navigate these situations?
All right.
Because it's not easy.
If you feel your back's up against the wall or being pressed up against the wall, stand up for yourself. I mean, look. This is going to get a little personal here. Here we go. Another rant. No, I'm kidding.
I can't handle it anymore, man.
Hold on. Just stand up for yourself, man. Like, look, I mean, I can't speak for you because I don't know if you've been in this situation, but I've been a doormat before, and trust me, you don't go out there a winner, or you don't end up winning at the end. So you have to stand up for yourself. Now, you have to say if you feel that this person is going to take your advice for whatever reason the wrong way, you could always preface it to soften the blow while being honest. Just be like, I'm going to be honest with you. But, and you've done that with me you've done that with me tonight. You've done that to me. You've done that to me before.
I didn't even notice it.
I don't easily get offended, so maybe I'm just a little different that way. But that would be maybe something that I think maybe you should do, and also standing up for yourself is also important too. If so, for you, because you're the nice guy. What is your
as per your own interpretation?
Nah, you know what?
See,
people would agree.
You're talking about doormat, and I feel like it's the kind of person that also gets bullied in a way. I feel there's a means to be, and I'm living proof of this, that there's a way of being a people pleaser while still being respected. And I feel it depends on your confidence as an individual. Because there's a difference between doing something to make someone happy for the sake of making them happy, and there's a difference between doing something to make someone happy in order for them to like you. And I think like that, there's a difference there. And you can tell the people that are just doing something because they want you to like them or they're trying to get favors. You tend to avoid those people because, like the meaning behind their actions is so, like it's so fake that you just tend not to respect them. And I feel like. And I can just speak from my own personal experience where it was some of the qualities that I look at myself on are being accountable for my actions. I'm responsible for especially the jobs that I do at work. And I feel like because I care enough about other people, I'm willing to extend myself beyond what my responsibilities are because I ultimately, and again, whatever, if people think that's a lie, then I don't care. But I just know for me, like it's just... I just do it because I want to, and because I get, elated when I see someone actually happy. So I guess it also depends on who you are as an individual. If you have a very meek personality and someone that gets taken advantage of, then that's a doormat. But if you're a people pleaser, but while still being confident, then I feel like that's a good way in order to get people... to have a big group of friends or to be respected by having confidence in yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we come from a town that is full of those kinds of people. Ugh, can't wait till I leave. But, it just, you hit the nail on the head. I have really nothing to add to that. That was very insightful.
Well, honestly, man, like I can tell you're lying through your teeth when you say
that is 100% true.
Okay, yeah.
100%,
hey, that's
100% CAC approved trueness right there.
Oh man.